The shaded region on the graph below shows a piece of land A, B, C, D earmarked for building a sub-county hospital. Part A, write down the coordinates of curves AB and DC for the value of x from 0, 200, 400, 600, 800, 1000 and 1200. So for us to get the coordinates, we make a table. So the first row will have the values of x, the second row will have the values of y for the curve AB, and the last row will have the values of y for the curve CD. So the first value of x is 0. We have 200, 400, 600, 800, 1000, 1200. Now we check the corresponding values of y in the curve AB and CD from the graph. So we have, when x is 0, the value of y on the curve AB is equal to 200, and the value of y on the curve CD is equal to 400. So we have 200 and 400. Now we check the value of y both in the curve AB and curve CD when the value of x is 200. So we have 200, and the value of y on the curve AB will be equal to 240 right there, and the value of y on the curve CD will be equal to 500. So we have 240 and 500. We check the values of y when the value of x is 400 from the curve. So we have 400, and the value of y on AB is equal to 280, and the value of y on CD is equal to 580. So we have 280, 580. Now we check when the value of x is 600. So for 600 we have the value of y on the curve AB given as 300, and the curve CD gives a y value of 600. So we have 300 for AB and 600 for CD. Now we go to when the value of x is 800. So 800 corresponds to, on AB we have 280, on CD we have 580. So we have 280, 580. Now we check when the value of x is equals to 1000. So 1000 corresponds to the value of y on the curve AB, which is 240, and on CD it corresponds with the value of y, which is 580. So 240, 580. Lastly, we look for the values of y when the value of x is 1200. So on the curve AB we have 200, on the curve CD we have 640. So this is 200, 640. Now we are told in part B to use trapezium rule with 6 stripes to estimate the area of the piece of land ABCD in acres. So we have part B, and the trapezium rule is given as half multiplied by the perpendicular height multiplied by first y, that is y1, plus the last y, call it yn, plus 2 multiplied by the sum of the rest of y's, that is y2 plus y3 all the way to yn minus 1, that is the second last y. So in our case we can find the area of the curve CD. Start with the area of the curve CD, which will be equal to a half. The height will be 200, because if we make a trapezium it will have a height of 200. Then we'll have 6 stripes, that is the number of trapeziums will be 6. So multiplied by 200 multiplied by the sum of the first y plus the last y, that is 400 plus 640, and this we will add to 2 multiplied by the sum of the remaining y's, that is 500 plus 580 plus 600 plus 580 plus 580 again. So we have 2 multiplied by 500 plus 580 plus 600 plus 580 plus 580 gives us 2840. So if you multiply this by 2, then you'll get 5680. Then we add 400 plus 640 gives us 1040. So if you add 1040 to 5680, we will get 6720. Then we multiply this by 100, because we have by 2 1 by 2 100. So multiplying this by 100 gives us 672,000. These are meters squared. So we find the area of the curve, this area which is of the curve AB, then we'll subtract from the area of the curve CD, since it covers everything, and we need the shaded part only. So we find the area of the curve AB which is equal to a half multiplied by h, and the h is 200 also. Then we multiply by the sum of the first y, that is 200, and the last y 200. So 200 plus 200, then plus 2 multiplied by the sum of the remaining values of y, that is 240 plus 280, 240 plus 280 plus, can say plus 300 plus 280. So 300 plus 280 plus 240. So when we add 240 plus 280 plus 300 plus 280 plus 240, we will get 1340. Then we multiply that by 2 and we add to 400, which is 200 plus 200. Then this one will be multiplied by 200, so it will be multiplied by 100. So now we have 400 plus 2 multiplied by 1340 gives us 2680. So if you add 400 to that, you will get 3080. Then we multiply these by 100, which will give us 308,000. These are meters squared. So the area of the land is given by the area under the curve CD minus the area under the curve AB, which is equal to 672,000 meters squared minus 308,000 meters squared, and this is equal to, when we minus, we get 364,000 meters squared. We change this to acres by dividing by 10,000, and this will give us 36.4 acres, which is HA. Now part C, we are told to use Mid Ordinate Rule with 3 stripes to estimate the area of the piece of land in acres again. So the mid ordinate, we will have the center of every trapezium, and now we have to divide these curves by, we have the total, we divide by 2, we have 6, but now we have to get the 3 stripes, so we'll divide it by 3 to know the width or the height of each trapezium. So we divide by 3, and this gives us 400. So we'll go with an interval of 400. So the first one will be here. Pick another color. So this is the first trapezium. The second one will go to 800, and the third one will go to 1200. So these are the mid ordinates. Now we have 400. From 400 we go to 800, and then we go to 1000, 1200. Now those are the stripes, but now we can get the mid ordinate. At the center of every stripe we get the coordinate of x. So we have 200. The next one will be at the center. These are the mid ordinates over here in blue. So we have 200. Next will be 600, and lastly we have 1000. Those are the ones which divides each stripe by 2, so they are the mid ordinate. And the number of stripes were supposed to be 3. The green ones show you the number of stripes. So now we can get those coordinates. We have x being equal to 200. The next x is 600, and lastly we have 1000. So now we know the height, which is 400 meters. We can get the value of y on the curve CD when it is 200. We add it on our table. When x is 200, the value of y on CD is 500. And when it was 600, the value of y was 600. When it was 1000, the value of y was 580. We can also get the values of y for these mid ordinates when y on AB. So on the curve AB, when x was 200, the value of y was 240. And when the value of x was 600, the value of y on AB was 300. So we have 300. And when the value of x was 1000, the value of y on AB was 240. So we have 240. Now for the mid ordinate rule, we take height, then we multiply by the sum of all the y values corresponding to those mid ordinates. So we have y1 plus y2 plus y3 all the way to the last y, that is yn. That's how we get the area using the mid ordinate, and the height is 400. So to get the area of this land, that is ABCD, will be given by the area under the curve CD minus the area under the curve AB. So the area under the curve CD using the mid ordinate rule will be 400 multiplied by y1, which is 500, plus 600 plus 580. Then we minus the area under the curve AB. We have the height as 400 multiplied by 240, the first y, plus 300 plus 240. So if we take 400 and the sum of 500 plus 600 plus 580, then this gives us 1680. Then we'll subtract 400 multiplied by, these are 400 multiplied by 240 plus 300 plus 240, and that one gives us 780. So 400 multiplied by 1680 is equal to 672,000. These are meters squared, minus 400 multiplied by 780, which is 312,000. So we minus this and it will give us 360,000 meters squared. We change this to acres by dividing by 10,000, and this will be equal to 36 acres. And that is the last bit of this question.